All right, we are back with Lisa Waterslane in the studio. She comes each week with your garden questions. Hey, babe, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You're looking good.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not. I'm recovering just fine. So, a little chest cold here or there last week, and now you can't get a cold in today's world.
Yes,
Like
you
you
can.
can't sniffle, you can't
proved
do
you
anything.
can.
Oh my gosh! So
Yeah.
anyway, I feel better. Back at
Feeling
it.
better? Last weekend you were pretty rough. You're a guy that's always on the move. So when you're
Yeah.
not on the move, we know something's
I
wrong.
know the staff's going, are we all going to live? Are we going to survive? What's going on? Just stay. I'll work from home. I got an office there. So, but we had our spring open house. I couldn't be here. So the vendors are in. So
I think it's okay because nobody else came.
all the snow. And yeah, I know.
It was very snowy, very cold. So it was a very subdued open house. But
We've had that happen once before when it was just, I think we had a foot of snow on the ground like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Same thing happened. But, it's half of it's to get us ready.
Right.
The other half is to get this, everything polished and up to stuff, fill the garden center up, getting ready. And so we just kick the can. This weekend is spring. So we'll just go, spring open house too. We'll just do that.
Yeah, there you go. It'll all be good. And it is. It's beautiful. The weather is gorgeous. It's a wonderful time to be out in the yard, in the garden center. And nice time.
I agree.
Yeah.
So garden questions. What are people talking about? Give me something good.
Well,
give me something. Try to stump me.
Well, that's impossible. Oh. You're the garden guy.
Yeah. You've been married to me too long. You know that ain't true.
We do stump you every once in a while. It's pretty amazing. But Jan is our first question this morning. She is looking for a ground cover for low water, animal resistant, to put on a sloping hill kind of on the east side. It'll be the east side is the way the slope faces.
Yeah, so perfect.
Wants to know your garden guy recommendations.
Oh my gosh, no pressure. No. There's so many choices. I mean, you could blunder your way into this one. There's so many great choices. First of all, north, south, east, west. The east facing is the most favorable gardens. So your south and your west they're just hot. So they're harder to garden in. They dry out faster. You got to get your irrigation more on. The north side is it's still covered in snow from a month ago. So it's just cold and wet and gooey and it's harder. So certain plants will grow there, not all of them. East side, anything you want will grow over there. It's awesome. So now you're a slope that assumes you're doing irrigation differently. You've got erosion control. You're trying to control the hills. So the most famous, probably two are the most famous. Cotoneaster and junipers. There's some low-growing cotoneasters. Coral Beauty, Eichholz, Strebes. There's several. We got several here. They have a white flower in spring, a red berry to them. They're very pretty. They got all the seasons covered, and they spread. They're about an ankle high, and they'll spread out 6, 7, 8 feet wide. One plant. So that's great. Yeah, they look real good. They're native. Animals don't bother them, so they're a great plant for here. They'll take that east slope easily and bloom even longer, have more berries. The other one would be junipers. We'll plant them side by side. They're companion plants to each other. So there's some low-growing, almost carpety looking junipers. Of course, junipers, grow wild here. There's just juniper forest everywhere. And so try some of those low-growing, carpety kind of, one's called blue rug.
Blue ice
rug. Icy blue juniper. That's it. Blue, So that's a low growing. Again, one plant will cover out 6, 8 feet, and it just mats over. No weeds can grow through it. It's a great one. There's buffalo junipers. There's all kinds. There's gold junipers. There's blue ones. There's green ones, and they intermix really well. The native sumacs. There's a low growing sumac that grows really well. It's a native. Get established. Forget about it. It's going to grow like crazy. So that's another variety too. So that's one. You've got so many choices. You just almost want to come into the garden center and take a look at them. Of course, on our website, watersgardencenter.com, just type in ground cover. you'll be overwhelmed with local information that'll help you out,
Right.
from videos to lists to articles on types of plants that grow here in the mountains of Arizona.
Yep. And that's one too. If you come in, I would kind of measure out your area or know your square
yeah.
footage. That way we can get you the right amount of plants.
Yeah.
You won't have to guess, you
Yeah.
know, and so that way you can walk home with the right amount and you can get your job done.
Also, too, when you're planting those on a hillside, I don't know how big that hill is. That's where a picture and a measurement goes
Right.
a long ways. We can help you. Zigzag.
Mhm.
Don't go a straight line across that hill, or it'll look funny, like soldiers marching off to to doom. Here you want to go zigzag, so it looks more natural, like it just sprung up, like your house was in amongst this hill that just and now everything is alive and well. And come on in, we want you here.
Right. Okay. Next question is from Dallas. He's new to the area and lives up by Thumb Butte. He's heard talk about scale. Look for
Yeah.
scale. So he wants to know, what is scale? What does it look like? And how do you treat it if you have it?
Scale is deadly to plants, and they feed off the native plants that we have. So there's a big scale. It feeds off the ceanothus, some of the wild shrubs kind of things. And it'll actually, there's a bug that pierces the stem or the leaf or the needles, and then it has a scale on it. It has a shell that looks like a scale. You can't see the bug, you just see the outer exoskeleton.
Mhm.
Protects it from birds and praying mantis and ladybugs. And so, but they'll kill your plant.
Right.
There's also a pinyon pine scale that is active right now that pierces the needle. So when you look at that pinyon pine, look at a pine needle, and if it has a little tiny dot, just insignificant, you can barely see it, but it looks like someone took a pencil mark and just penciled little dots on that needle. That's scale.
Mhm.
And so over top of that shell is a bug that sucks the juices out of that plant. It will kill a full-on mature pine tree, every one of them. It'll kill them just dead. What to do? That's how you identify them, or bring a sample in. We can tell. If you got a microscope, we can ID it in a heartbeat for you. We've seen so many samples. What to do is a real question. Fertilize. You should fertilize all of your native plants, and then treat it with Plant Protector. It's a systemic liquid that we've made, and it's made for scale. And so you mix it up in a watering can, you top it off with water, and you pour it right on the base, right where the trunk meets the soil. Plant absorbs this. Now it taints the sap underneath the bark. And then as that scale sucks the juice out, it kind of inoculates the tree, so it gets rid of them. If you can catch a crawler stage, they were probably close to crawler stage, these scales, they'll actually hatch out of there.
I'm seeing it.
Oh, you are?
Customers
Oh,
coming in with it.
you should be walking your yard then. This stuff is dangerous. Yeah, they'll create little cottony masses down at the base or in the main trunks of the tree, and that's the egg cases. They'll stay there for about a week or two, and they'll all hatch and come back out and totally infect your tree again. Plant Protect. You spray that with a horticultural oil.
Right.
Wipe them right out.
So weather's beautiful. You should be out in your yard. You should be looking because the insects are starting to wake up too. So it's a good time to be out there looking for the scale, look for aphids, just different things that are coming out right now. Okay. Next question is from Steven. Wants to know when he should start watering his lawn. When should he feed his lawn? And then is there anything else besides just fertilizer that you should be applying to your lawn?
Yeah, that's a good question. So March is when you start lawns. You start fertilizing, you can overseed, you can extend, you can start new lawns. March is the time. So March or October is your growing season for lawns. And so I really recommend using all-purpose food. The main ingredient with that, it's 744, but it's bird guano. Lawns love bird poop. And so you put that on there. I mean, it will green up. I mean, we're talking now. And then a month later, so every month you should put something on your lawn. So first month, March, all-purpose food. Second month is humic. It's a humic acid. So you put that on and it will get rid of the thatch. You'll never have to aerate. Gets rid of all that dead matted stuff. The next month, it'd be all-purpose food. The next month, if you switch off humic, all-purpose food, you do this back and forth, you will have a weed-free, gorgeous, thick lawn that you just hardly have to care for.
And deeper rooted
and
as well.
Far deeper rooted.
Which means less water usage.
Yeah, less
So,
care, less weeds, less of everything, and just thick, rich greens. So great questions this week, Lise. So Ken and Lisa Lane, the Mountain Gardeners. We'll be right back.